Students at the Pretoria University TUCS have joined the protest against financial exclusion. Earlier, they blocked roads around the university campus. ETV News and Sports reporter Pule Litwiti-Jones is there this lunchtime, joining us now for the latest. Pule, good afternoon. What's happening?
Who are you coming to?
Well, a very good afternoon, Britain. It's now day 4 in the capital city here, where we've witnessed universities actually being shut down by students protesting as well. You'd remember that for the past couple of days we've been at the University of South Africa, where they were actually saying if management does not come down and address them, they will shut down the institution, and they've successfully done that. And from now there hasn't been any word from the Vice Chancellor at that institution. Now we're at the University of Pretoria here in Hatfield, and joining us right now is the President of the SRC, who's going to be telling us about what is the way forward. Now, Loretta, thank you very much for joining us. We know that the Vice Chancellor is expected to address you right now.
Yes.
What is the way forward? What's going on here?
He was supposed to address at 2:30. Currently, as we speak, it is 20 to 3 and he's still not here. We were told to social distance so he may come, wear our masks. We've done exactly that, as you can see behind. And all we've gotten so far is still waiting for him. And the police are now preparing their weapons, as now they have pointed this water machine of theirs in our direction. So that's all we've had so far.
Earlier, the police said that if you're on school property, they would leave. But it seems as though that hasn't been the case as well. What have they told you?
They gave us 15 minutes to disperse. They gave us 15 minutes to disperse, and we did not do so. They threatened to shoot, and we came running for refuge here on university property because they don't have jurisdiction beyond this place. And they're still here, still preparing their weapons, and they're still coming on the property, intimidating us.
It's been about 4 days now since these protests have begun. What is the Vice Chancellor saying? Of course, of the institution. You have a list of demands that you want to give him. Amongst those demands, what are some of the core issues that you want him to look into?
At the core of everything is also the financial exclusion. Students are unable to register at the moment because they're financial exclusion. We could easily be lifted, and we demand for those to be lifted. And also for students, as we speak right now, it's an issue of accommodation and residence in and around Hatfield. Students don't have accommodation, but tax res is not taking in students, especially students who really need the accommodation.
All right, thank you very much. All right, there we go, Britain. That's what they're saying. But I'm just going to ask my colleague Chekwane Tladi to pan on my right-hand side. As you can see here, there's a bit of cops who have now arrived on the school's territory as well. We saw about 7 police vehicles that had arrived here, and we saw also a water cannon, a truck having arrived here as well, as you can see. And students were alleging that the SAPS had of course threatened to use that on them. We actually walked for about 2 kilometers trying to track this process and see what is going on. As you can see here, there's also a group of students who are actually anticipating for the Vice Chancellor to come and address them right now. He said that he would be at 2:30, but that hasn't been the case. It's still, waiting hours. It's still a waiting game to see what will be the next step going forward. These protests have been going on for about a week, and students have said they will not back down until they get that solid response from management. We also now know that the Tshwane University of Technology, Britain, says that they will be also embarking on a protest on Monday. We got that confirmation from the ISRC of the institution and the president of SASCO from the institution. So it seems as though trouble is brewing here in the capital city, and university students are saying if management does not listen to us, we'll take the matter into our hands.
Pule Litwiti-Jones, thank you very much there at the entrance there of the University of Pretoria.